The second reason is because if everybody in the world was Jesus Christ, do you know you will still be offended? Because you think people are bad. People are just annoying. I can't deal with people. Just me and Jesus. Do you know Jesus offended people? Many times, not even once, not twice. There's some times that he said, okay, so that we don't offend them, let's do this. But there were some times that he couldn't help it. Not because Jesus was wrong, by the way, because he spoke truth. So if Jesus offends you, I want to assure you, Jesus is not the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. Many times offense has more to do with you than the person that offended you. If everyone on this earth, your husband was Jesus Christ, the only way he will not offend you is to only tell you what you want to hear. And that cannot be Jesus Christ. Your relationship with truth will offend you. As a matter of fact, there is a grade. There are some truths that you're eager to say, preach it, pastor. There are some that it hits you in the rib area. You're like, oh, that was a bad shot. It's truth. It's truth. It's truth. So the Bible says Jesus was full of grace and truth. Yet, they were offended at him. Very offended. So offended that they refused to take his ministry. And he couldn't do any miracles. Deeply offended. The second reason why you should think about you when it comes to offense most times is because if the same exact thing that was done to you was done to someone else, it's possible that they have a better reaction than you. Are you hearing me? So Jamila offends me, as she often does. As she is right now. And I react a certain way. It's possible that she does the exact same thing to somebody else. And the person excuses it and says, maybe she had a bad day. Do you understand that? Yeah. It has as much to do with you as the offender. The problem is that we never look inward when it comes to offense because true, sometimes there's legitimate grievance. But the question is, ask yourself is, what does this reveal about me? How I feel. Please think about this very well. Why in the world would David feel like he's entitled to another man's property? Why would he think, because I asked you to give me bread, and I say no, and I often do this to my wife to frustrate her, to say, can you please do this for me? I would say, I can, but I shan't. She'll be like, I'm praying for you. I do it, by the way. I'm just joking with her. I mess with her. Why would he think he's entitled to another man's property? That offense revealed more about David than Nabal. Nabal has his issues. But for crying out loud, you're going to kill a man and every male in his house because he said, keep your hands out of my account. What kind of entitlement mentality is that? It's wrong. So yes, sometimes people do things to you, but sometimes the reason why it hits you a certain way is because of something in you, not what they've done. If you're already dealing with low self-esteem and someone pokes you in that area, you will not forgive them for 2 years. But someone that has no self-esteem issues sees it as a joke and say, ha, big head, you too big head, go away. Do you understand? It is you. It's not the words that were spoken to you. So when you're offended, please remember, ask yourself, what does this reveal about me? And you ask yourself, why am I offended? Why am I offended? Am I offended because I'm sensitive? Am I offended because this area is a sore spot for me? Am I offended, right, because I've been faced with truth has been thrown in my face? I don't like the way it feels. The Bible says in the book of Acts chapter 2, when Peter preached a sermon, the Bible says that the people were cut to the heart. And they asked Peter, what can we do to be saved? That's the right response to truth. You get to the book of Acts chapter 7, chapter 8. Stephen preaches a sermon. The Bible says the same thing. The people were cut to the heart. But what did these people do? They stoned him to death. To death. So yes, people are bad. We know people are bad. You are also people. Do you understand? You would do things, you would hurt people's feelings. You will miss something. You would miss something. But the question is, why am I feeling this thing the way that I'm feeling it?